What's going on with everybody today? And y'all already know what we up to. Paid online surveys, and we're talking about ways to make that money online. And I'm gonna jump right back into what we've been originally doing, taking one survey site and seeing if we can make the minimum of $5 an hour. And today we're talking about Pinecone Research. This right here is one of my favorite survey sites. Y'all definitely got to stick around to the end. A lot of people are going to be amazed. Some people probably know about them. A lot of people probably don't. But one thing I like about Pinecone is that they are a very simple survey site, and I'm about to explain that. But for those that don't know, I'm Al, the owner and the founder of Survey Leo. I done reviewed over 60 different survey sites and GPT sites. So I'm here sharing a little bit of information because people like to make money online and pay online surveys, focus groups, GPT sites. That is definitely the way to do it. But right now, we're talking about Pinecone Research. Can you make $5 an hour with Pinecone Research? So without further ado, without BSing around, let's just jump right into the video and go at the platform. Alright, boom. So we on Pinecone Research. Once again, another simple platform, all white. I like that. You know what I mean? I like survey sites that's all white. Per se, like for example, free cash, I'm gonna do that one too. They all black, you know what I mean? So it's still kind of simple to use, but it seems like when it's all white, you can kind of read it out. But let's get right into this stuff. So basically, this is how Pinecone Research look. Just like Swag Bucks and most of the other ones, they pay in points. So you can see right now I got 50 points in my account, which is basically 50 cents. And I just cashed out. I wanted to show y'all this right here is what I thought was pretty cool. If you take a look at the screen right here, this is basically how Pinecone Research pays. They give you a debit card, but it's an electronic digital debit card. That way you can use it anywhere, no matter where you at in the world. They give you a CVV number, as you can see at the bottom. They give you all that, and then you can just log online and just use it. You know what I mean? Make purchases, buy things, whatever you want to do. So I thought that right there was pretty cool. I wanted to show y'all that, but that's how they pay out. So let's get back to the platform. Now, Pinecone Research, they one of them survey companies. They're very serious. There's a lot of serious companies that works with Pinecone Research. So when you're filling out surveys on Pinecone Research, make sure you try to be as correct and honest as possible. Because one thing about them is that when you log into your account, you're gonna see that they got surveys right here for me to complete. You know what I mean? And they're pretty good. So you see one right here for $1. They want you to do 20 minutes. That's a lot right there. Usually they're a lot better than that. They got one right here. You can see for $1.25, and it's 11 minutes, and that's pretty cool. And one thing about Pinecone Research is that they really cater. These surveys are really catered to you. So 9 times out of 10, when you do these surveys, you won't be disqualified for them. And another thing I got to mention about Pinecone Research, y'all, is that they send these surveys right to your email. You know what I mean? So they seem like they send them kind of early in the morning. So you could see them, and if you want, knock them out early, because by the time you try to knock them out later, a lot of times they be gone. So that's one thing I like about Pinecone Research. But let's answer the big question. Can you make $5 an hour on Pinecone Research? The answer to that question is yes and no. And I know that sounds crazy, but let me get to the yes. The yes part is, as you can see, most of these surveys that they give me, like I just cashed out, as you can see, the digital card, but most of the surveys that they give me, you can see they will be $5, sometimes $10 worth of surveys up at a time. Like today I'm making this video was on the weekend, so it's kind of weak. So when they give them to you, you can knock them out within an hour and make $5. But if you try to go back up there and do it again that same day, a lot of times this part right here with all these surveys, they'd be empty. They'd be gone. So it's like with Pinecone Research, they're very particular of the surveys that they send. So can you make $5 an hour? Yes, I made that $10 within 2 hours with no problem on Pinecone Research, but it's just that these surveys right here just started popping back up. It's been like 2 or 3 days, you know what I mean, since I had new surveys. It seemed like when I made that $10, because I made a couple dollars on Pinecone Research, and every time after I cash out 10, it seemed like the surveys go dry. So that's why I say yes and no, you know what I mean? Because you're gonna knock out $10 worth of surveys within 2 hours, yes, but it's not going to be repeatedly because they just don't send them to you like that. At least right now they don't. So as far as Pinecone Research, do I give it a thumbs up? Yes. I definitely give them a thumbs up because you're going to make decent money. Most of the time, they're not going to beat you. You're not going to get disqualified. The surveys are very professional. But at the same time, it's just not like Tom Bucks or maybe branded surveys or maybe survey junkies. They just don't come as fast. So that's why I say yes and no. But it's definitely one of them survey sites that you gotta sign up to. The link is in the description. You want to have it on standby because, like I said, it's good surveys come to your email. So it's good to have a survey site like this on standby. That way, when you're checking your emails, you log in, you knock them out in between of the other platforms that you got stacked up. So Pinecone Research, give them a thumbs up. You're not gonna make big money on it because they don't send them, but you're gonna make money on it and you're gonna like it. So definitely an official platform. If y'all like this video and y'all find it informational, please like, subscribe. I really appreciate that, y'all. Thank you for watching. I got another video coming by. I got to finish the 3-part series to the secrets to making more money with these surveys. I got a whole bunch of more surveys coming up of the minimum of $5 an hour. Then I still got to do the videos on stacking up the survey sites, which ones that's gonna make you the $30 to $40 a day. So I got so much of work to do, y'all, and we got a lot more videos to watch. But stay tuned for the next one. I really appreciate that. Link is in the description. Pinecone Research is official. Go watch the other videos that I did on can we make $5 an hour from these surveys, and then I will be back with the next one, y'all.